Belle, they're statues. Get a grip.
I hope you like it here. The castle is your home now, so you can go anywhere you like, except the West Wing.
What's in the West?
It's forbidden!
Whoa! Okay, speaking of more weirdness, what just happened? What, in 2 seconds you went from gasping and running away from spiky hall decor to asking random, impertinent questions about the one place your monstrous beastman captor won't let you go? I'll just leave this here in case I need to make a really stupid decision look slightly less contrived at any point.
Now, if you need anything, my servants will attend you.
Invite her to dinner.
You will join me for dinner. That's not a request!
Scheduled meal times? You dick! No one tells Belle when to feed! Okay, let's assume she's in shock. She's not worried about why she gets a room, or why he's trying to make her comfortable while her father was freezing to death, or why she gets to roam most of the castle, or why she gets servants, or why she gets fed. She's upset.
Who is it?
Mrs. Potts, dear. I thought you might like a spot of tea.
But you're a...
Oh! Careful!
This is impossible.
Slowly now. Don't spill.
Thank you.
But she's better now. Wow, you recovered from that quickly. What, don't drink the tea? What, are you insane? Out of all the weirdness that I hope is sinking in on some level, you're just gonna drink tea poured by talking furniture? Prisoner, you're a prisoner, Belle.
Thought you might like a spot of tea. That was a very brave thing you did, my dear.
We all think so.
Yes, of course you all think so! You all got a horse in this race, don't you?
But I've lost my father, my dreams, everything.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, do you think we could possibly be further away from her? She bemoans everything she's lost in life. Belle, I know somewhere off screen you're still holding on to the idea that what you want matters. I'm afraid whereas before you had your dad to back you up, now you are hopelessly outnumbered. She's now trapped in a castle filled with dozens and dozens of people whose lives depend on deceiving and manipulating her to serve a very specific purpose for them. She's everyone's tool, and yet we're supposed to believe they actually what? They admire her, I'm sure.
Told you she was pretty, Mama.
Which could be a nice thing to say if you didn't want something from her.
Quite right, Mother. This specimen will serve us well.
Cheer up, child. It'll turn out all right in the end. You'll see.
I can't even. This movie is now actively telling Belle she should give up her dreams and quit fighting the plot in deference to everyone else's needs and goals. Come on, Belle, just give in. It won't be that bad. You might even like it. At long last, we have actually found the scenario in which Disney will advise you not to dream. And that is if anyone else has anything to gain beforehand.
What shall we dress you in for dinner? You'll look ravishing in this one.
That's very kind of you, but I'm not going to dinner.
When did you decide this? That's important! Oh, right, probably off screen. Yeah, of course. Like, as far as we know, she just laid down on her bed and cried. You're telling us after that, she was so upset and then she went through enough phases to actually land at a decision and a plan. She got angry enough to actually say, you know what? If that asshole comes knocking, I've got an answer for him. I know exactly what I'm gonna do. He thinks he can tell me to stay here. Well, he didn't say I have to listen to everything he says. Just let him try to tell me what to do. Just let him try. And all of this character development and more can be found off-screen.
You can start by making yourself more presentable.
Then, after a scene in which the Beast is lectured on how to be a gentleman...
I thought I told you to come down to dinner!
I'm not hungry.
What admirable boldness, I guess.
Attempt to be a gentleman.
Will you come down to dinner?
No.
Genteel.
It would give me great pleasure. Please.
No, thank you.
You can't stay in there forever!
Yes, I can.
Fine! Then go ahead and starve!
She's kind of standing up for herself, despite being a muffled, disembodied voice behind a door. Good job, Belle.
I'm not hungry.
No, good job for standing up for yourself. That took guts.
No.
Well, the master's really not so bad once you get to know him. Why don't you give him a chance?
I don't want to get to know him. I don't want to have anything to do with him.
And for the record, I know most of this is the fault of the original fairy tale. I get that. This is a story that requires us to cheer for a kidnapper and hope and pray that the kidnappee stays kidnapped and learns to like it. That's a pretty tedious ethical dilemma. You're gonna need a pretty loud, exceedingly over-the-top distraction to try to gloss that one over.
Be our guest.
Yeah.
She's not a prisoner. She's our guest.
Whom we happen to have blackmailed and coerced into joining us this evening. That seems to be the reason this song exists. To make us believe that Belle can be happy here because look how amazing this is!
Come on and lift your glass. You've won your own free pass to be our guest.
You've won your own free pass? Free pass! That's right, Belle! You're the big winner! All of this is free! Except for the part where it actually cost you your life, your friends, your family, your hopes and dreams, and free will. If you ignore all of that, yeah, it's like you've won something. But surely Belle isn't falling for this. Stop dancing! They would not be trying this hard to cheer you up unless they wanted something from you. Surely. She's not even a little bit suspicious? Not even a little bit?
Try the gray stuff. It's delicious.
Spit that out! Don't just do as he says! Not a hint of suspicion or reasonable skepticism crosses her face even once. We mustn't blemish the spectacle.
Now it's off to bed, off to bed.
Oh, I couldn't possibly go to bed now. It's my first time in an enchanted castle, and
Enchanted. Who said anything about the castle being enchanted? It was you, wasn't it?
I figured it out for myself.
Oh my god, what have I been saying all this time? She's clearly a genius. Because she just said. She gave us an eyebrow and everything. And the follow-up question is...
I'd like to look around, if that's all right.
No. That would have been the moment. That would have been the moment where if she was going to ask, oh, an enchanted castle? What does that have to do with me? Or any of the other questions she could be asking. Like, hey, you guys are so nice, turns out. Why did you leave my father to die in a dungeon? I mean, come on, Belle. You must be questioning some of this.
I'd like to look around.
For clues, right?
I'm not sure that's such a good idea. We can't let her go poking around in...
Perhaps you'd like to take...
Please tell me she's looking for clues.
I'm sure you know everything there is to know about the castle.
Please don't tell me she just wants a tour because she likes enchanty things.
What's up there?
Where? There? Oh, nothing. Absolutely nothing of interest at all in the West Wing.
Ah, so that's the West Wing. I wonder what he's hiding up there.
Given the context of everything that's transpired in the last few hours, why would you want to arouse the ire of the vicious, shouty beastman? Unless she's trying to solve something!
The master is hiding nothing.
Then it wouldn't be forbidden.
She's trying to solve something, right? She's trying to figure out her place in all this, right? That's why you would go to the West Wing. Yes, that's a good reason.
The library, perhaps.
You have a library?
Swamps of books.
More books than you'll ever be able to read in a lifetime.
But she goes anyway. That face. This is another of her crucial decision-making moments. And I don't know what it is! I'm guessing! We just need this thing to happen. That's all that matters. So we just need Belle to become inanely curious all of a sudden. She doesn't need to be inanely curious. She does have a legitimate reason for wanting to snoop. But at this point, the movie is so used to ignoring or appropriating Belle's motivations that she doesn't do anything for reasons. Even when there are reasons to be had, it didn't even occur to them. I mean, she's had plenty of opportunity to ask about the spell. How could it not possibly have come up yet? Should it not have been the first thing? Must be a bitch trying to heat this place, eh? Also, who are you? What do you want with me? And why are you a teapot? But it never even once crosses her mind to ask. So I can only assume she isn't curious about the spell at all. She's just curious about the thing because she has to go to the place. And given that was the one thing vicious hairy monster dude said not to do, I'm afraid I can only deduce at this point that you are completely and irrevocably stupid. Oh, look! A shattered mirror with my face cut into many pieces. I wonder if it's trying to tell me something. Ooh, a scary door! You can actually see her brain trying to turn over. Do I have a brain? No, I don't. Okay. So Belle walks into a room full of smashed furniture and shredded tapestries and thinks, well, he couldn't possibly be here. She does find the portrait of the prince, and maybe she thinks she recognizes him because she spent so much time looking into the beast's eyes. And then, of course, she finds the rose. Oh, for crap's sake, Belle. Have you no restraint? You don't think that thing, the sparkly bit amongst all the crap, is the reason the West Wing is forbidden? Maybe. Just try and use your brain. Just a piece of it. But no, she has to poke it.
Ooh, it looks so delicate.
So of course the beast finds her, either because Belle has no sensory connection with the outside world anymore, or the beast is just really light on his feet.
Do you realize what you could have done?
Stop!
Get out!
So of course she gets the hell out of there.
Where are you going?
Promise or no promise, I can't stay here another minute.
Oh, no, wait.
The front door was open anyway. What follows is, quite frankly, a kick-ass chase scene where Belle evades a pack of wolves through a blizzard. It's just so awesome. I mean, look at this. She's steering them into trees, and she's jumping over logs and wading through frozen ponds, and wow, beating them off with sticks, and unless possibly it was just so she'd be in enough peril to make the beast's rescue look good? To make his rescue look like anything except an attempt to recapture his prisoner? Okay. I can't really say too much about Belle's decision right here. It's just that we really have no idea what goes through Belle's head in any given moment. But I can guess. That's fun. Let's guess. She can't possibly be thinking he did that because he's sorry. This can't possibly be anything other than altruism. Belle's conscience doesn't allow her to just leave him there to die, I guess. Why would she possibly think he would risk his life to save hers out of caring or regret? Based on what? I mean, we know the beast feels bad. Belle doesn't know that. She certainly doesn't have any reason to assume that. She still doesn't even know why she's being held prisoner in the first place. For all she knows, he could have been planning to eat her with a side of wolf biscuits anyway. And so, being conveniently, albeit illogically, moved by the beast's sacrificial gesture of atonement, she takes off her weighted cloak and uses her super strength to lift the beast over her head onto her draft horse and walk all the way on foot in the snow, presumably still half frozen from being dunked in an ice lake, with a horse who was also dunked in an ice lake, through a blizzard with zero outerwear, back to the castle. You should both be dead. Miraculously, despite all of that, she never got a scratch. None of her clothes are torn. She doesn't have hypothermia. Hell, she's not even cold. We're not even sure if she's traumatized, to be perfectly frank. The whole point was, the beast gets hurt, she's not allowed to. Clearly, you weren't paying attention. She lost her hair tie. What more do you want?
Just hold still.
That hurts!
If you'd hold still, it wouldn't hurt as much.
If you hadn't have run away, this wouldn't have happened.
If you hadn't frightened me, I wouldn't have run away.
Well, you shouldn't have been in the West Wing!
Well, you should learn to control your temper. Now hold still.
There is so much wrong here. I don't know where to start. So she just went running back to her violent, abusive captor, but we're supposed to be impressed that she wins petty squabbles now?
If you hadn't frightened me, I wouldn't have run away.
Ooh, zing.
Well, you should learn to control your temper.
Really, Belle? That's the best you've got? Because I can think of a few more if you wanted to really cut deep. Just look how indignant she is. Yes, just look how assertive she's allowed to be when there's a man to be fixed. Wait a minute. This is life and death. Why does this feel like a petty squabble?
If you hadn't frightened me...
Yeah, that might be it. Oh, did he, Belle? Did he frighten you? Is that all? It was so frightening. He went good, and I was like, oh. No, he was like, get out!
No!
And then you were like, but we're downplaying it. I mean, what, did you think because you made her imprisonment look like it might be one tiny ethical split hair closer to being on her terms, that makes any of this better?
If you hadn't frightened me, I wouldn't have run away.
If you weren't such a violent, psycho, screaming asshole as opposed to a nice, normal, kidnapping one, we'd have nothing to talk about. For some reason, Belle has standards. I mean, isn't it amazing? Anything can look empowering as long as you lower the bar so low it plummets through the center of the earth.
By the way, thank you for saving my life.
You're welcome.
You're welcome? No. How about, and thank you for saving my life too? You know, by not leaving me to die, even after I could have killed you and put you in danger in the first place, and imprisoned you before that, and threw your father in jail for being lost and cold before that, and, you know, yelling and being violent and abusive, and generally just an all-around asshole. Actually, now that I think about it, it's really more than I deserve, isn't it? I mean, maybe now I'm starting to think the least I could do would be to say...
You're welcome.
No. Like, she could have gone home. Does he really not realize what she just gave up for him? You're telling me that this crucial character-defining decision isn't even something he's going to acknowledge. And I'm starting to think that if the Beast doesn't acknowledge something, it didn't happen. She dragged your unconscious, frozen ass back here by some miracle without freezing to death. You have a scratch? Belle fell in a lake! No, why would we want to focus on how she saved his life and survived a blizzard when we could focus on what a great cloth dabber she is? Look at her go! And dunk, and ring, and dab. Very nice. And we couldn't possibly have the Beast tending to Belle's wounds. I mean, we're trying to establish a connection between them based on caring and respect, so that clearly wouldn't work. And this shot. Why is she on the floor? Are you not trying to establish them as equals? Give her a chair. I mean, it's a nice shot. If you're going for imagery illustrating that she's being domesticated and subservient to him, then yeah, you nailed it. 'Tis an honor to dab at your wounds, my lord. So in the days following, Belle looks like she's actually feeling... Thank you, Philippe. We'll never know. There's that smile. Who's a happy prisoner? Who's such a happy prisoner? Let's see that smile. Wait a sec. The promise is back on? It would be one thing not to want to leave him for dead, and another thing to make sure he was taken care of, but why are you still here? It's not like she knows about the enchantment, and she wants to help.
You must promise to stay here forever.
She's doing this because some asshole made a rule, and she gave her word. Belle, this is stupid. You don't owe him anything. Go home.
I've never felt this way about anyone.
But never mind. Let's get on with the love story.
I want to do something for her. But what?
Why don't you ask her? She might have a lot to say on that matter. Maybe she feels for once it might be grand to have someone... never mind.
It has to be something very special. Something that sparks her interest. Wait a minute.
I can't believe it. I've never seen so many books in all my life.
Right, because I want so much more than they've got planned was referring to this guy's inability to keep the kids' shelf stocked. Your selection is weak, old man! Books represented the adventures she wanted to go on, did they not? They weren't actually what she wanted.
Magic spells, a prince in disguise.
Ugh. Fine, movie. You know what? You win. You're right. Belle is getting everything she wants. All her dreams are coming true. She just had to stop dreaming.
There's one thing. They can't order me to stop dreaming.
You naive fool. Now you can sit in your brand new gilded cage and, oh look, a globe! Now you can keep dreaming about all the places you still can't go.
It's wonderful.
Then it's yours.
What do you mean it's yours? It's a room! A room she already had full-time access to. Just because she hasn't seen the room yet doesn't make showing it to her a gift. Ta-da! This room exists. Did you know? You didn't? Oh, good. This gift took 0 effort. It wasn't even his idea. I gave her a room that I wasn't using anyways. I'm pretty much a genius. Or, well, I would be if I thought of it. So their relationship blossoms. Belle reads him stories and teaches him to eat and generally beast sits. Guys, he wasn't always a beast. Was he not an actual prince for at least... Let's see.
Which would bloom until his 21st year.
His 21st year minus...
10 years we've been rusting.
He was 11? 11! A snotty kid answered the door, so you cursed the entire castle? Really? Anyway, I do like that Belle tries to meet him in the middle, but there's still kind of a mother tending to hapless toddler vibe to a lot of this. And that's nice that he's learning manners and how to be a good person, I guess, but maybe we should start with sorry and thank you. You know, sorry I tried to smash your face into a wardrobe, and thank you for saving my life anyway. You start there and we'll work our way up to spoons.
There's something sweet and almost kind, but he was mean and he was coarse and unrefined, and now he's dear and so unsure. I wonder why I didn't see it there before.
What? Okay, I guess it's time for another round of what's going on in Belle's head. You're wondering why you didn't pick up on his kindness, sweetness, and dearness before now? I don't know. Let's look.
Hey, stop!
I thought I told you to come down to dinner. Get out!
No!
That hurt! Go ahead and starve!
Yeah, that is a pickle.
I wonder why I didn't see it there before.
Answer your own question, Belle. The reason you didn't see that he could be sweet, kind, and dear before was because he was being mean, coarse, and unrefined. That's it. That's the answer. Pencils down. You figured it out.
And now he's dear and so unsure.
Round 2. She does understand that he's changed, right?
True that he's no Prince Charming, but there's something in him that I simply didn't see.
It's called character development, Belle. I don't know, maybe you didn't recognize it because you don't get any. Unless that's what they're going for. For whatever reason, she's doubting herself and her conduct, like it can't have been that he was a raging asshole terrorizing her and destroying her life. No, Belle, you were just judging him unfairly. You just weren't looking hard enough. How can we possibly be putting the onus on Belle here? Before, he was ugly on the outside and the inside. I don't think the movie would actually argue with me on that, but not according to this song. No, it was Belle's problem. She was the one not seeing past it. Oh my god.
There may be something there that wasn't there before.
Oh, now it's something that wasn't there before. Well, make up your mind!
There may be something there that wasn't there before.
Well, you might want to tell Belle, because she's over there blaming herself thinking she missed something. You know what, surely even if she's in love now and she has feelings for the beast, she should still understand why she didn't see it there before. Stupid, let's move on. Can we move on? This is a stupid song.